Sponsored by College of Applied Business, CAB, Gangahiti, Chawahil, Kathmandu.
Global College of Management, an excellent center for management studies.
Ecotech, Nepal सँगै अघि बढ्दै.
National College, Kathmandu.
Namaste to you all. I heartily welcome all my audience to the show, The Connection. Here in this program, we interact with the personality of the different political, social, economic and educational sector, as well as the representative of local level. Today, I would like to introduce Mr. Sakriya Adhikari, a Nepali citizen who has been living in America since his childhood and has been studying in grade 11 there. Let's welcome him in this show. Welcome you on the show.
Thank you for having me here.
What is your purpose for arrival in Nepal firstly?
First of all, I want to know and say that the school I attend in America, we have a 2.5 month long holiday. So instead of just staying there and using my time there to not do much, I decided to come back to the country that I love, the country that I was born in, and the country where all my memories are.
Okay.
I wanted to visit my friends, my family, and my relatives. And I also wanted to see the different businesses, the different schools that my parents run, and see how the environment here, and learn new things over the summer.
Okay, you are grown up in the midst of American culture, yes? So do you have any diasporic feelings for Nepalese culture?
I do have some diaphonic feeling towards Nepalese culture since I was raised here. And I actually love the Nepalese culture. It's quite vast, quite diverse. And although it's quite symphonic and quite hard, I enjoy celebrating the culture there in America. And the language is not much of a problem for me since I was raised here. So, you know, it just comes to me naturally. So it's not much of a diaphonic feeling at all.
How do you remember our Nepalese culture and how do you celebrate Nepalese culture in America as well as while you are here as well?
I'm very cheerful and very joyful. I remember it to be very fascinating and very wild, but very controllable. That's the culture I remember, especially Holi. It's one of my favorite holidays. It's where we have the best memories. It's where my best memories are. And Dasai and Tihar, actually in America, there's such a huge community of Nepalese people there. It's not as people think that if you go to America, you're just gonna be, you know, surrounded by different people. But it's actually not the case at all. There, we have more of a stronger feeling of love for our country than we do here. So we celebrate cultures, gathering together, having meetings of different Nepalese people every week. And then when we celebrate Dasai and Tihar, it's the same way we do it here. We actually put on tika with our family members and we enjoy the time there. So
okay, what are the differences that you find between the American culture and Nepalese culture?
Well, to first state that Nepal is one of the poorest countries out of the third world countries, and America is one of the richest out of the first world countries. So there's obviously going to be a vast difference. One of the biggest differences I see is that in America, you have much more freedom to do whatever you want, but you have to stay within the laws and the limits. However, in Nepal, you aren't guaranteed as much freedom. Another difference that I see is that Americans, they are very prone to being independent. They want to be independent, they want to get away from their parents, not necessarily get away, but they want to live on their own, they want to explore on their own. However, in Nepal, you know, we want to stay with our family, we want to stay until we're pretty old, we want to help them out, help out in the household, help out financially by providing a stable income. So it's quite different.
Although the American society is different from Nepalese society, yes? Are there any characteristics which point out any similarities between Nepalese culture and Nepalese society and American society? Did you find anything?
Although there are quite drastic differences, there are also a lot of similarities as well. One of the key similarities I see is that Nepal is a very diverse country with many diverse people, diverse religion, diverse traditions. America is also the same. America is actually a native country. It was just made out of Native Americans, and a lot of people have settled there. A lot of people immigrated there, so as you can tell, it's quite diverse as Nepal as well. And the people in America, they're very welcoming. They accept you, they don't judge you by your cover, and it's the same with Nepal as well. They provide the utmost hospitality that they can provide, and they help you towards your career in America. In Nepal, I see the same behavior.
Why were you taken America, you know?
So we wanted to go to America because my parents wanted new opportunities, wanted to form a path for a career for me and my sister. And when we went to America, we found it to be quite pleasant. And it was a privilege at first, but we realized that America is our second home. Now it is our second home. It has opened a lot of doors for us. We have got the chance to discover American education, and we're very proud and happy for that.
You cannot find here your career. You cannot build your career over here.
You can certainly build your career over here, but obviously if you go to a country outside of Nepal, you explore a lot more things, especially since America has developed one of the top countries out of the first world countries. So you learn a lot more things there, and you see why Nepal hasn't become quite developed like America, and you see why Nepal fails to be such a prominent country.
Are you satisfied with American lifestyle, American culture, even though you belongs to Nepalese society?
Although I belong to the Nepalese society and culture, I'm quite satisfied with American lifestyle and culture, because there is no set standard for anything there. You can follow any religion you want to. You can pray. You can do almost anything you want to. You have a lot of political freedom. You have a lot of religious freedom, and you have a lot of human rights there that you don't quite see in Nepal. You also, as speaking of lifestyle and culture, the people in America, they respect all occupations equally. They encourage you to become what you want to be, but become very successful at it. They don't encourage you to go to this one path that people in Nepal do.
Are there any problems for non-American regarding adjustment and sharing some kind of culture over there?
Although there might be some problems at first, it's not really a problem. It's just there's a language.
Especially I'm talking about the Nepalese people, those who are there as a non-American citizen.
There's just a language barrier when you first go there, but as I said before, they're very welcoming. They understand that you have immigrated from another country and you might be poor at English, but they accept you. So that's the most important thing. They accept you. If you are a student going there, they will teach you English. They will make you take extra classes to hone your English skills, and you will eventually get better at the language. And it's just a matter of time and how long you stay there, how quickly you adapt to the culture, but it's not really that difficult.
Now it's time for commercial break. We will be back soon. Welcome back to show.
Thank you.
Okay, would you please point out the difference between American and Nepalese education system?
Before I answer this question, I would like to say I'm pretty credible on this matter, because when I was in Nepal, I've lived here basically half my life. So I've attended school half of the time, and the other half I went to an American school. While I was here, I attended Valley Public Higher Secondary School, and I've attended the hostel there. I've lived in the dorm there, and I've taken extra classes, so I know what it's like, and I know what the education is like. I was not a bad student myself. I had really good grades, and in America, I was pretty much the same. I attended Harrisonburg High School. I had good grades, and I've been there a lot of my life. So one of the major differences I see, or that we all can say, is that in America, it's more practical education. However, here it's more theoretical education. They obviously have a lot more facilities there, and they have a lot of way to get through to you. However, here it's just you remember stuff, and then you just take the exams, and hopefully you get a good grade. There's a lot more differences to that as well, because in America, from a very young age, they teach you to be very diverse. They teach you to go your own way. They teach you to forge your own path. And they tell you that any occupation is valued almost the same. They don't respect one profession above the other. They don't respect one occupation above the other. However, in Nepal, I only see two different ways you can go after you finish your grade 10. You can either study science or management, and then you branch off. However, in America, from a very young age, it's just based on skill. It's not based on the level or the grade you are in. It's based on the skill. So I can say that if you're in the 9th grade, you can take similar classes as a 12th grade student in America. That's how it is. If you have a lot of skill, if you have a lot of talent, and if you're a very hardworking student, you can achieve a lot of things there. You end up going overseas to study abroad and get the education there. So it's not a very good system. But Nepal is developing, so now it's become quite better than it was before, or 2-3 years ago. Okay.
Had you been offered the post of Education Ministry of Nepal, what reform would you like to undertake for the betterment of education system in Nepal?
Again, I would like to say I'm only 15 years old. This is my opinion. This might not be an answer, but it's just a thought and an opinion. But if I was the post minister of education in Nepal, I would try to design, my first priority would to design a curriculum that focuses on 4 important things in our life. One is education and life skills, right? So by that I mean like vocational training for students, so they can, you know, get better salaries, better pay stubs for their earnings, and they can develop their life skills, so it works out for them in the end. Education, obviously you would need that because, you know, it's just one of the crucial things in our life. And the second thing is family. Everything starts from our family. It is our branch. It's the roots of our life. So we need to depend on them, and they depend on us, so we need that. The third thing is serving our nation and serving the country and the society as well. So everything we do reflects upon the nation. So if you can do something good, we can do something to develop the nation. It reflects on you as well. It shows what kind of person you are. And finally, the last thing is your career and your future. So a curriculum that bases you on the future would basically kind of be like American education, where it tells you to do something, something that you want to do, but do it successfully. Be a good person at it.
For the overall development of nation, Nepal, motherland, what are the major opportunities and challenges did you find here in Nepal for the overall development of?
One of the major opportunities or challenges, one of the major challenges in Nepal is the literacy rate. Currently, the illiteracy rate, is 65.6%, and usually a good literacy rate should be around 90 or above. So if we can improve that, we can definitely develop Nepal rapidly. As more people are educated, they can attain more jobs. There's less people unemployed, less people wandering around in the streets. The second thing is, at first I thought that Nepal didn't have enough money, or the government didn't provide enough money for the development activities. However, after further research, I found out that only 50% of the allocated budget given by the government was used. That means 50% of the budget was failed to use in development activities, and it's always done in the last minute. For example, in the rainy season, when they start constructing roads, it's too late for that, and it's gonna obviously get hampered. That's why Nepal won't be developed as quickly, because we always do things at the last minute.
Okay, what are the strategies for the development then?
Well, obviously the strategy would be to educate more people, spread awareness, and then another thing would be vocational training. Many students who finish grade 10 do not attend college because sometimes they might not have the money, or maybe just might not have the interest. If you can provide them training, even if they go overseas, they'll earn a higher pay, because sometimes when you work for a company, a big multinational company, they value for your skill rather than your education. So I would provide vocational training. And I would also tell students to be whatever they want to be, respect any profession, but do it delightfully, and always always trust what your parents say. They'll teach you the right path.
We are almost in of the program. Finally, what message do you want to convey to our audience and your friends as well?
I would like to convey that I'm very thankful and grateful for this opportunity to share my thoughts. As I'm only 15 years old and it's my second time here, I'm very glad I get to share my thoughts and opinions, and I'm glad that you guys value them as well. And I hope to come here again, and I thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you for offering your precious time here. Thank you so much, and I would like to wish you a bright future ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Sponsored by College of Applied Business, CAB, Gangahiti, Chavahil, Kathmandu.
Global College of Management, an excellent center for management studies.
Ecotech, Nepal सँगै अघि बढ्दै.
National College, Kathmandu,